Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dimitri and this is Value Cars Australia, and we are continuing to talk about Honda vehicles in Australia and what vehicle should you maybe consider if you're looking for value for money cars. In the previous episode of this two mini series, I spoke to you about Honda HR-V 2023 model turbo petrol 1.5 liter, and I spoke enough about that. Watch that video for the context. Today we're going to talk about the second vehicle in the lineup of Hondas that is a contender, let's call it a contender, to be considered a value for money car in 2023, and this is an uplifted 2023 look of Honda HR-V. Okay, from the outside, let's just cut to the chase. Honda HR-V looks fantastic, nothing short but fantastic. Looks are always subjective. I know every reviewer, including me, says that every time. It's kind of a waste of your time to harp on about the looks on the outside. They're very subjective for every vehicle, for HEV L, for Honda, for Toyota, for whatever you say. Looks are subjective. And for example, very recently I spoke about Mahindra Scorpio, and I think I mentioned one particular thing there which may have resonated with you. I said that the look is acceptable, but it doesn't cause any emotional response. Well, I will only say to you here that Honda HR-V is an example of a car that causes an emotional response, at least for me. Just take a look at it from the side, right? I was at the dealership and they were lovely people, but it was not like I was given a car for a day or for a long test drive by myself. So I apologize ahead of time and kind of foresee that you will tell me, well, you're not showing much of a car, Dimitri. It is because I didn't get a chance, yeah? But I saw enough. Let me preempt by saying I saw enough, which is why I'm showing to you kind of limited angles here of this particular vehicle. But what I'd like to point out is that it's boxier, it's a lot more lifted, it has a lot more vertical front and vertical back. Like it's much boxier in terms of the silhouette of it is concerned, and I personally, once again subjectively, love it. I absolutely love what it looks like. I think it's one of the better looking very small SUVs on the market in Australia right now in 2023. Full stop, okay? We spoke in the first video in this series where I spoke about HR-V, and I kind of want to send you there rather than repeat myself fully here. But as a very short recap, Honda Australia has a very weird and interesting pricing policy where they simply tell you how much the car is worth and they're not negotiating with you. Okay, so there is a little bit of good and more of bad in it, I will tell you that much. But at the same time, the good is that I can tell you for sure that the price that you can get this Honda HR-V in any Honda HR-V and Honda HR-V in any color is on the screen right now, correct, at the time of publishing of this video. If you're fine to the future, don't try and hold me to this fact. Now, that's all great, isn't it? Do you look at this and you think, okay, perhaps when you look at the price and when you look at the size of the vehicle, it's a little on the high end of the price, but you think, okay, but if I get into it and it gives me this pseudo premium feel, even if it's somewhat similar to my HEV L H6, even if it was kind of, you know, leatherette / faux leather, not real leather, but like fake leather, but of good quality, even if it had like HEV L H6, again, not to deviate and start talking about HEV L H6 to you, I still believe that it is very premium feel. It is a budget Range Rover. I still stand by my words here. So if you think from the outside looking at Honda HR-V that you're gonna get into it and you're gonna be like, that's what I'm gonna get. That's what I'm gonna get. It's gonna be like this, yeah. Then 37,000 Australian dollars roughly for this car. And it's a car manufactured in Japan as well, not in China. So you're like totally sold. And if it was the case, let's be very clear, then I would have concluded my video right now, saved you the time, and said, you know what? It is value for money. Go run, get it while stocks last. Problem is that when I get into it, it is not even poverty. It is ridiculous level of poverty. I'm sorry. I'm not a Honda basher. I always approach any brand, Toyota, Honda, as opposed to the popular belief. I'm not here to sell you some Chinese cars. I'm here to highlight what's value for money in the opinion of a person who doesn't have endless supply of cash and who wants to spend the money wisely. That's what I do, you know. And I went there and I went with open mind, okay? And I wanted to like HR-V. I wanted to take it for a test drive. But after I looked at it from the outside, spoke to the dealer, sat in the car, took whatever limited amount of footage that I can offer you, quite honestly, taken with my own camera, I did not feel like I should have spent my time test driving it, because test drive, why? Because test drive wouldn't have changed my opinion. It wouldn't have changed my opinion that in 2023 you should spend $37,000 on a good-looking outside car, complete plastic poverty inside, manual seat adjustments, bare bones infotainment screen here in the center. And why I'm saying bare bones while I haven't even properly started the engine on HR-V? Because it's the same infotainment that you get in the bottom of the range model of ZR-V, and I did test drive ZR-V, so I can tell you this with confidence, my friends. This video is sponsored by Carplay wireless Carplay system. The link with a discount code of 15% to all of our community is in the description of this video. Why is it good and who is this system good for? I think that it's particularly good for older vehicles or cheaper vehicles of Chinese or any other origin, the ones that do not have a very good Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, and especially those that don't have wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay. And if you look around, if you look at even at more expensive vehicles, if you look at any brand really, not many of them, funnily enough, in 2023 offer you wireless Android Auto. Majority of slightly more expensive cars offer you wireless Apple CarPlay, but they don't offer you wireless Android Auto. What's up with that? So Carplay to the rescue. If you have extra real estate available and you don't mind extra additional screen, because that's the only consideration here. Can you be bothered having an extra screen here in your vicinity as a driver? And if you don't mind it, or if your current screen is not used and you want to just like overhang one over another, I'm not going to tell you exactly how to install it. Watch my other video for a full proper review of Carplay system. Then Carplay is exactly what you should look for. I genuinely believe that it is the most solid, best built system that I currently use, by the way, as well, that has a screen. Because if you are happy with your own screen, maybe some other wireless adapter will work better for you. Watch my other videos. But if you don't, and if you would like an extra screen, then Carplay is exactly for you. Don't miss out on 15% discount code if you use my link in the description of this video. And thank you for your support. What else is there to say? Look, it's hard to come up with something good to say here. And this is the value that you're getting from my channel. I truly want to believe this, because no one is gonna tell you this. Majority of the channels are sponsored, or majority of channels are owners who play from the perspective of, let me justify my purchase to these people. I've never been like that. I've always been praising what deserves to be praising and criticizing what deserves to be criticizing. I came there to Honda with an open mind, and I liked ZR-V for what it is. I did like it, by the way, spoiler alert, watch that video, more detail there. And I really got horribly is the word, disappointed when I sat in HR-V. Additional to that, additional insights. I was told that in addition to CVT transmission that is in all Hondas, and it is kind of this slow ramp up, progressive kind of just like, you don't get an oomph of a sporty vehicle from it. In addition to that, the HR-V is a 1.5 non-turbo petrol engine. It's a non-turbo. It's a non-turbo small engine with CVT. Yet it looks like this, you know, sex on wheels, arguably, you know, depends on how you define sex on wheels. But it's a sexy little nice awesome silhouette of a car. I want to like it so bad, but I sat in it. Cloth seats. Of course, probably if you pay premium 45 grand or whatever it is, I can't remember right now off the top of my head recording this, you probably get leatherette and everything, but guess what? You can get a much better car overall if you pay that much money, which is why we're not talking about this, so don't even try me here. I'm talking within the price range of the bottom of the range, where it still makes sense to pay that much money for a small car like this. You want to pay more? Get more. Stop fooling yourself. Stop negotiating with yourself on the stupid things. Of course it's Honda. Let's give this cherry on the poo cake at the end of this. It's Honda. Of course it probably will run for 15 billion years and not ask to do anything, except it won't. You will still need to service it, etc. Right? Compared to something Chinese, let's say, yeah? And I had varied experiences with Chinese vehicles, as you know, on my channel. I had good experiences, like with this one so far, fingers crossed. I had sort of so-so experiences with MG, yeah? And I had sort of so-so experiences, nothing bad, but nothing super tremendous, with LDV, let's say, yeah? Here, I just look at it and I think, okay, let's say that Honda HR-V is going to carry me and my family for quite some time, if we all can fit into that tiny car, which we wouldn't, okay? Do you want to, though, be driven in that plastic box, plastic little shoebox that is priced at the premium top end of how much you can humanly charge for something as basic as that? 37 grand? You get this new for 37 grand. And I don't care that you're about to say, but it's Japanese versus Chinese. I don't care, mate. Like, yeah, it's assembled in China, but these cars are rock solid as well. You just don't know about them. They just haven't been on the market that long. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. So anyway, look, you hear heightened sense of disappointment and a little bit of almost tiny bit of aggravation in my voice. I don't want to come across as that, or at least what I want is for you to understand that I don't approach these topics with a negative preconception in mind. I just simply want you to see it for what it is. Looking out for you here in this particular case, otherwise why run a channel like mine and the way I run it, honestly, yeah. I just think Honda HR-V looks great, but it's a missed opportunity for Honda, because they should have given you a lot more. At least they should have given you, and by you I mean those who will seriously consider buying it, at least they should have given you the interior of Honda ZR-V. If Honda HR-V had the interior of Honda ZR-V, at least, at the bottom of the range we're talking bottom of the range, then I probably would have felt a bit different about it. But in Honda HR-V, bottom of the range, plastic steering wheel, clothy, cheap clothy, not even sporty clothy, cheap clothy seats, manual seat adjustments. It's 2023, almost 2024 Honda. How, like, on what planet did you think it is okay? On what planet? Like, it's incredible. And that probably, in my opinion, guys, that probably is the actual, now I know that explains why there are not that many of them on the road. And why, by the way, there will be a lot more ZR-Vs on the road. Because I'm being told they're selling them like hotcakes right now. They even have them in stock, ZR-Vs. But Honda HR-V is a missed opportunity for Honda. Horribly missed opportunity for Honda. And I'm really, really, really disappointed for them and for us, because I would have loved to consider very seriously maybe getting back into a Japanese vehicle. Why not? Why not? I'm not wedded to Chinese ones. It just happens to be the best value for money right now. I'm sitting in it. Okay? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video for what it's worth. Maybe I have created a little bit of a perspective for you, which is always my only... I don't want to be selling you stuff, and I don't want to be deterring you from stuff unless I know it's bad for you. Then I'm very clear. In this case, I think I'm slightly on don't bother side of the spectrum, so I want to save you the time, but at the same time, at least give me a like if I have created a healthy perspective for you, to not saying Honda is bad, but saying that Honda HR-V looks like a candy on the outside, but it's a poo cake on the inside. Okay? That is my opinion. Go take a look if you don't believe me. Next time you will believe me, hopefully. You will be like, oh, I remember, should have believed Dmitry from the first moment. Yeah. Thanks for watching. As always, give the video a like, subscribe for more. Videos are still coming to you, at least at the pace of one video per week. Goodbye for now, my friends.